Hi guys, well overdue for a long form video. So I've been talking a bit about stickers recently, so I thought I'd better do a demo on them. A lot of you probably know how they work and that. It's not rocket science, but brand new beginners, well, they may not know, so I thought I'd do a video on that. So I've just brought out a few random ones. I've tried to get small ones because I'm just doing them on my actual hand here, on my left hand, and I have very small, not just short, but small nail beds. So I'll show an example. They look nicer on longer nails. That's definite. So for example, these ones I've got down here, I'll go close up. Whoops, got a lamp there. I'll show you a closer look as we go along, but there's a couple here put aside to show you that would not be suitable for my length and size of nail bed. Be like these, which are probably hard to see, but they're just way too big. But for long, when you've got your extensions on, yes, but that's how you can judge your sticker, by the way, you can see through it. But that's too big. And those white ones I showed you recently, which are these, a lot of it, well, some of them might be all right, but probably about 2/3 of them would also be too big. So you don't want them overhanging or anything like that. So yeah, so we'll put those aside. So I've got butterflies in different, got colours of butterflies there, pinky, whitey, with a little bit of holograph butterflies, hearts. These are random shapes, moons and hearts and things. There's sort of a flowery one, that one. That one's a snowflakey one. And my lovely bohemian ones, I think these are these are bohemian ones. So far these are my favourite. So some of those might be all right. Some might be too big though, like that one there, that's too big. So anyway, what I've done is, just to save you a bit of time and I don't want you getting bored, I've prepped them, pushed the new cuticles back, etc., and dehydrator, prime and base gel, and I've painted them with one layer of, I'll get into that in a second, of these polishers in front of here, but they all look very similar on camera, or even not on camera. This one looks a little bit darker. It's got a bit more grey, a bit silver-like holograph. The other ones are very... So what I've done for that, so that this one was the Shade J for that one. If you need all the details, you can always contact me. But yeah. So that one was that one. A bit of shimmer. I think they most of them got a bit of shimmer. This one was this one, nice deco in 004. So the Shade J was, I've got bad labelling on these as well. Yeah, it might have been on the box, not sure about that one. And this one was the Gay 1491. And my ring finger was the Johnson GD01. Got shimmer too, a little bit. It's shiny anyway. And my little finger was the Born Pretty. This looks like it's a holographic. Let's see. 01 MY110 rainbow. I think that's rainbow holographic. It's got a bit of shine. Make sure I get the light there, extra light here, so you can see the shine. So they're all very similar, especially these four, and that one's a bit more silvery. So I purposely chose very translucent ones because I think you can experiment, you can do whatever colours you want, but this particular demo I'm just using very translucent ones. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to take off the inhibition layer, which is after you've cured it, you'll feel it sticky. By the way, the way to tell that if it's cured, as I've mentioned before, I always err on a bit more, but you kind of tap it, not with something steel, I would advise something plastic, or I don't know whether you can hear that tap, but I can tell by that tap that they're cured. I put it on the 99-second low. As you know, I can't handle the heat, so that's how you tell. But there's the inhibition layer, the sticky layer on them, so we want to take that off. So we just want to use some alcohol. I've got 64%. You can use higher if you want. I wouldn't go really any lower than 64%. And just take off that sticky layer, which is pretty easy. And you'll know when you've done it right, because obviously it won't feel sticky anymore. Let me make sure I'm in camera there, sorry. The way I've been filming lately, I haven't been using the monitor, I've just been using my phone on an angle, and then I don't have to play around, well, get my boyfriend to spin it and muck around with it, so I haven't been using my monitor lately, so I'm looking at this through the camera so I can see what you can see. Last one here. So when I've done that, I'll go around and check that they actually doesn't feel sticky anymore. Just want to touch more. That should be right. All right, I'll pop this one away. Preferably covered up somehow. All right, so now I just use little things to pop my little fingers on for doing things. So now it's a matter of choosing which stickers for which. So through the camera so you can see what I can see. I might try that. You don't want it overlapping. You don't want it right on the cuticle. Oh, by the way, what did I mention too? I purposely left the light a bit closer there. See on my middle finger here. See on the bottom there, see it's not nice? It looks sort of, there's a ledge there. I purposely left that to show you if you haven't pushed back your cuticle enough. So I did that on purpose. I was pushing back my cuticles to show you. There's a bit of view of it there. You can see that's sort of a ledge there. You don't want that. So, but I'll leave that purposely to show you. Now back to our stickers. Worst case scenario, you can cut them, but I mean that's not ideal. I think this diamondy one might fit my thumb. So just bring this light in, going a little bit closer there. I think this diamondy one might just make it. So, by the way, the way that you tell obviously is when you can feel the sticker. Like that's the way that you tell which side is which. There'll always be a bit of a difference. No matter how thin the sticker, there'll always be at least a little bit of a difference. They're quite thin and you can still feel the difference. So it's either that or This one, I'm not sure what that big. I think that's a little bit skinnier. I might go for this one actually. So I'm going to bend them. I'll grab them with the tweezers. These are the tweezers I like to use to grab it. Just bend it there to sort of try to get that a little bit exposed there with the tweezer. And it's often not easy. Okay, we've got it there. So just slowly peel it off. Now I'm just going to try and get that in the centre. As best as I can. Yeah, have a little bit of leeway if you... Okay, that's fairly... I use this particular tool. I like this one. It's a bit softer. You can use this one too. So you just experiment what you like. I like this one. And you move from the middle outwards. If you need firmer pressure, you can use that other one I just showed you. Go from the middle outwards and put firm pressure on it. You try that one on this. Yeah, sometimes I think it can damage it. This one's a gentler. I've got that on. That's tweezers on the end there, but I've got that on purpose. I've kept the stopper on there on purpose. So it's, but yeah, just like press it. Hard pressure. From the middle out. Well, don't be too rough with them though, because they do. You know, they're a bit delicate. They're fragile. So that's that one. I don't actually know what the picture is. I don't know whether it's a crown or... I'm not sure what that is. It's quite pretty. It's got red, silver, and the gold there. Now, for the next one, a little pointer. See, as you can see, some of these are way too big for yeah, if you've got your tips attached, yes. But well, that was from the Bohemian range. Let me see. By the way, for my tips, my ABS tips or press-ons, and generally my pointer and my ring finger are the same size. So there's a bit of hangnail there actually. I'm just with my nail getting that off. Yeah. So I've got butterflies here. I wonder if there's a small butterfly. There's a little purple butterfly. Maybe that one. All right, let's try this one. Try this one. Again, bend it down. Try and find that. It's a bit like finding the end of the sticky tape. It's got to have a bit of patience with this, which generally I don't have. That's why I like nail art. Teaches me patience. Okay, we've got him. Now, this can be tricky because I've got my hand on a strong angle here, but let's... Try not to use your fingers if you can. If you do, you should use a gloved finger. Obviously for gel, you don't want that getting on your skin. Okay, so we've got him on. Straighten it a bit. Straighten it a little bit like that. And again, just point. Making sure that's not overlapping. No, it's not. It could have gone down a little bit more, to be honest. Could have gone down more, but that's okay. We're not doing brain surgery here. We're doing art. So just pressing from the middle out, so we don't want any air bubbles. This one you've got to be, some of them, as I said, you've got to be a bit more gentle with, like this one you have to be more gentle with. So that's a little purpley holography butterfly. We've got hearts here. Heart. I wonder whether that a heart would. It's a little bit too big, I think, that heart. These other butterflies, pink and white. So I've got a butterfly there. What about those snowflakey things? All right, there's, what have we got there? They've got bigger. Yeah, that snowflake there might fit. Let's try him. Try and do my looking through the camera so you can see them. Bend him down and just look for that. This type of pattern, I mean, it doesn't really, in fact, it's probably better if it's off centre rather than straight on, to be honest. So, and if it's straight on, that's all right too. So we're not going to be too fussy about putting him exact. I'll purposely put it off centre there. Let's tap that on there and get my little pusher. I think that these are both silicone, but this one is softer. I like this one better. This one's harder. This could damage those more fragile ones. That's why I like this softer tool. The other ones are much, this blue one, these are much easier to find, like on Amazon or whatever. These ones are harder to find, but you can find them. Again, in the middle outwards, making sure nothing's sticking up. All right, we've got a snowflake there. Okay, let's go back to our stickers. I wouldn't mind getting a heart on there, but I need a small heart though. Because this nail in particular is very short here. These hearts, I think they're going to be too big. Are they all butterflies there? Oh, there's little it's a little word. I don't know what that word says. These little butterflies. What are they else have they got? They've got stars here. Individual. I could put 2 individual stars there. And oh, I see. It says butterfly. Right. Let's go back to the Bohemia one. See if there's a. Surely there's a. At the moment, my little finger is the longest, actually. That's going to be a bit too long. Green one, pink one. That might just make it for that. What are we going to put on my ring finger? Oh, wait on. There's. I think I found one. Has to be small. You know what? What I might do is cut. See this one? Oh, it's so hard for you to see, probably. See this one? Oh, actually, that one. There's a smaller one. Oh, I've just found one. Here's a small one. So let's make sure you can see. All right. So I'm going to get this. There's a little green one here. Sometimes when you've got your extensions on, you can put two couple stickers, 2 or 3 stickers even. This will be harder to lift because it's so small. It's a very small one. So I'm trying to get bend it at the right spot here. Once you get just a tiny, oh, there we go. Got him. That's very tiny. So that's a green, it's kind of like a cross. A dot in the middle here. Oh, again, it doesn't have to be, let's just put it crisscrossy. Whichever way it goes on. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. That one's so tiny, it doesn't need much of a press. I'll press it on the end of that. And he only needs a little bit of a press. Okay, so that's a green one. And for the little finger, we want something, well, actually at the moment that one's, oh, what's that? These are flowers, I think. These are flowers and leaves and stuff. Actually, this one, I can't think that's a flower of some sort. This one would be all right, I think, for this. Let's get him. The beginning part. It's coming in. The beginning part's the hardest, getting this out of, getting this off the thing. Have I got him? Have I got him? I thought I had him. Oh, here he comes. I got him. This is some sort of a flowery thing. Now, bend my finger. I just think I might do it this way. It doesn't matter whether it's, some of them it kind of matters, and others it doesn't really matter, so I'll just, now this one I've got to be more careful with because I haven't got a lot of room to screw it up there. And that doesn't mean that, in fact, I like that. That's on a bit of an angle. I quite like that to be a bit different. So that's got on there okay. And it's away from my cuticle. And hasn't got over the edge of that. So that's tapped already with the end of the tweezer. And this doesn't need much of a tap because it's only small. Always usually from the middle outwards to get any air bubbles. There ain't any air bubbles in any of these that I've got. Okay. So there. I mean, this is very basic what I'm doing here, but just an idea, because if you're a brand new person to this, you might be a bit, and actually there are several ways you can do it, several gels you can use, there's different ways. So, but this is just the quickest and really one of the quickest ways to do it. So, yeah, we've got 5 different colours and shapes there. So now after that, we'll do a top coat. So I'll do that. Move these out the road. And bring in my little stand. I'll use my finger, I'll do a top coat, and we'll finish it off. This is a no wipe top coat. Well, I say I'm going to use my stand, well, because I've got to look at the camera, so I might not use my stand. Let's do a top coat. Now see, when I went over the edge a bit there, so as soon as you go over the edge a little bit by accident, get yourself a cotton bud. Those thinner ones that I had the other day would have been better. At the moment I've just got these ones, that'll do for the time being. Just quickly wipe that up, a bit of alcohol in it. Wipe that up straight away, don't want that in the skin. And I'll just whip around. Make sure you've got not too much on the brush. I'm just going to whip around really quickly with this. There you go, hit the sides again. When you do it quicker, you make mistakes. This cotton bud's got a bit of alcohol on it. Oh, it's not steady when you've got your hand up like that anyway. I should be using this. So let's make sure on the camera you can see I'll steady my hand a bit. It's not ideal to be having your hand on the, just floating around putting this on. So there's that one. 2 more to go. This one happens to be the Gay top coat. Gay no white top coat. I buy what I can afford and what I don't have any reaction to. I've got a little bit on my skin there because this nail is extra short. You know why I playing guitar on a very easy strum I was playing on that other video. You know why I haven't got my natural long nails, because I can't. So play guitar and sing. It's not professionally. It's a professional job. Not like 40-hour-a-week type of thing, but yeah, I can't have my nails, natural nails on. All right, so they're done with the top coat. So we're going to go under the lamp. So I've actually, yeah, we don't want that to be on. We want that on the 99. It started as soon as I put my hand under it, started going. So yeah. Oops, sorry, the camera there. On my phone. Put the lid on there. So yeah, that's our nail stickers. I've got quite a few, but yeah, I do buy everything as much as I can on special. I don't buy expensive stuff or anything. I can't afford it. Yeah, the brands that I use: Born Pretty, Johnson, Gay, Nice Deco, and apparently that's pronounced Xeijay. I don't know. It's a weird spelling. Xeijay. And the Gay top coat. So that's what I used from the colours. And then when they're done, we'll just take them out and have a look and see what they look like. But I think I'm pretty happy with them. I'll do finish that off afterwards. So I guess the best way for you to see them all is like that. Show my light. So there's not like a lot of a sticker on there. There's not. I'll do a tutorial when I've got my, with me in long nails attached, and they will look nicer. But that's just a beginner's guide, really. So, yeah. So there you go. Nail stickers on short nails, because a lot of us have got short nails, including me. So we have to cater for short nail people. That's absolutely for sure. Another video I'll do tips and tricks to help your short nails look longer, etc., etc. But yeah, today's just about nail art. So thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it. And if you haven't checked out my channel yet, I hope you do. Okay, well, thank you guys. Until next time, bye.